Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And, there's a lot of comments on my video where I just call it's Microsoft's fault. And, of course, all sorts of opinions and of sorts of comments on, things, how they were, how they are, and how they're going. It was very interesting to see all the different postings there. And, I see a lot of comments of people saying, well, I didn't have to, upgrade my PC that much. It depends on what you do. I mean, I started off with a Pentium 3, and here I'm talking like Windows. I had a Windows 98 on a Pentium 3, 300 megahertz, I believe, was the speed, or 600 megahertz, sorry, Pentium 3. And it ran well Windows 98, and then came Windows XP, which it did run well, but a Pentium 3 with Windows XP wasn't, that great in performance either. And I moved to a Pentium 4, which was clocked at 3 gigahertz a couple of years later, and of course, Windows XP was running extremely well there. That PC also ran Windows 7. But still, depending on what you did, if you were a gamer, I was always liked playing games. So if you're a gamer or if you use, a lot of pretty powerful tools, the need to change PC was more important back in the day. One comment I read today, which was interesting, is the comment about how the speed difference back in the day is much more, important than what we have today, and that is totally true. Notice how buying a new PC, which is more powerful today, doesn't feel that much faster than maybe a PC you had 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Where in 2000, if you were going from a Pentium 2 to a Pentium 3 to a Pentium 4, you really would see the difference in speed and performance. So it was much more back then. Every time you'd buy a PC, you'd really jump light years ahead in performance. And today it doesn't seem like it is. And that also is one of the things that's happening today. We can technically, if, Windows didn't put, or Microsoft didn't put these minimum requirements in Windows 11, one of the things that we would have noticed is that basically, the performance of a sixth or fifth, or sixth or seventh generation Intel CPU compared to today isn't that different. You can see that it still runs fairly fast. And that's also one of, I think, the biggest problems of people having a hard time with Windows 11 minimum requirements is the cutoff point isn't, in a way that, it's there because there's so much more power in the newer CPUs compared to the old ones, when in reality, no, there's really not that much of a difference. So it is interesting to see that technology has somewhat kind of leveled off, where each new generation doesn't feel that much faster or that, or much better than what you had a couple of years back. It is also interesting to see all the, the people mentioning what the frustration that they have of Microsoft moving ahead in that way, moving ahead with so many new things that also they don't want. There's a lot of backlash with recall. A lot of people just are not crazy about it. I think there's more negative comments than I see in any positive comments. But we're moving on, and I think we have to understand one thing, is that Microsoft is there to make money, and also that it's always been kind of a known thing that Microsoft and Intel and the hardware makers are kind of in it together in some way, so that the hardware manufacturers always wanted to have a new Windows because they knew it would boost the sales of PCs, and it's always been like that. Every new Windows boosted PC sales, and so it was kind of Microsoft does a new Windows, hardware makers are happy people are going to buy a new, a computer, and it's still kind of like that today. In some way, Microsoft is kind of pushing it maybe a little in saying, well, they'll buy new hardware and Intel's going to be happy and so on. It's interesting to read all the comments of you guys, so it's fun to check it out. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.